What's up everybody, Frank here. Welcome to the channel. We're gonna talk about Marilyn Manson today, so let's dive straight into it. Marilyn Manson has assault lawsuit dismissed without prejudice. You remember the interview this summer with this girl right here which accused him, and this is the lawyer. If you see this video, you probably understand very quickly that something is very off. As a matter of fact, the lawyer then moved on not to represent this person anymore.
Could kill me at any time. I was afraid all the time that he would end my life.
Very believable, I suppose. A California court has dismissed Ashley Morgan Smithline's lawsuit alleging assault against the rock star after her legal counsel withdrew. Meaning the lawyer said, you know what, maybe not this time. I mean, I have to say, it's quite telling if the lawyers are like, you know what, I think I might gonna pass on this offer. A 2021 lawsuit from the model Ashley Morgan Smithline accusing Marilyn Manson of assault, sexual battery, unlawful imprisonment, and more has been dismissed by California court. As the Los Angeles Times and Pitchfork report, the decision was made after Smithline failed to find new representation when her legal counsel withdrew from the case in October. The lawsuit was dismissed without prejudice, meaning Smithline can refile the case if she finds new representation or choose to represent herself. The allegations in Smithline lawsuits aren't the only such accusation Manson's real name Brian Warner has faced in recent years. The 54-year-old rock musician is currently the subject of a lawsuit from actress Esme Blanco that alleges also assault. In May, a lawsuit from Manson's former assistant Ashley Walter accusing him of assault and harassment was dismissed due to the claims falling outside California's statute of limitation. So there is also the Eva Rachel Wood, whatever her name, which is also going after him, also with that documentary. In a statement to Pitchfork's lawyer, Howard King said, "We thank and commend Ashley Smithline for dismissing her claims against Brian Warner without seeking or receiving anything in return. Mrs. Smithline has refused to be manipulated by others who are trying to pursue their own agenda against Mr. Warner. We wish her well and will continue to work to assure that a significant price will be paid by those who have tried to abuse our legal system." So there's a lot of stuff here going on, honestly. There is also rumors about like some of those women trying to basically bully around some of the ex-girlfriends of Marilyn Manson to try and come forward with fabricated accusations. So that whole thing will come forward this year, so we will probably hear much more. Right here at the moment we have Marilyn Manson that is just enjoying his birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Manson. Happy birthday to you.
He looks happy. Feliz cumpleaños. Hey, that's Kat Von D right there, right? That's the tattoo artist, which also has come forward in support of Marilyn Manson. There's a lot of people in support of Marilyn Manson, and if you know Colonel Kurtz, which is basically the authority right now on everything Marilyn Manson, you should check some of her videos because they're very telling. So it's also interesting to see that Rose McGowan, which was an ex-fiancée of Marilyn Manson, in 2021 came forward with a post here on her Instagram talking about how proud she was that those women came forward, even Rachel Wood and so on and so forth, even though already in this video she claims he was never like that with me, but of course doesn't mean that he wasn't like that with those other women. And it takes time to come forward, and she keeps repeating, I'm very proud of these women coming forward. So she definitely stood by the side of, at the time, what she believed to be the victims. But here you have now, in conjunction with this dismissal of this, trial from Ashley Morgan Smithline, you also have this interview right here, which is actually featured on Colonel Kurt's channel. I couldn't find it nowhere. Colonel Kurtz, she also has interviewed many people in regard of Marilyn Manson, also some assistant and ex-girlfriends. So it's definitely a go-to channel to dive deep into this whole trial. But this part here, it's in between Elisa
survivors.
and Rose
Survivors that
McGowan.
weren't being stood by. Do you have a position on that, or is you just kind of do whatever you think is the best?
It's really hard, I can't. I get a lot of I got a lot of people with Evan Rachel Wood, the actress Evan Rachel Wood, who had not. I'm not in any camp on that. I'm not, but I got a lot of bullying from people on her behalf. Why haven't you, talked about Marilyn Manson? Why haven't you? And all I can say is, for me, I didn't experience that, but also this person hadn't come out and named anything yet. There was nothing to support. For me, it's a case by case basis, and there's just so many that you kind of can't do it all. But I would say to the people out there that are supporters of people, don't bully. Don't bully. Like, I was really bullied nastily by her supporters, I would say. And for me, all I can say is, in my relationship with him, that wasn't a factor. I didn't experience that. I hate it when I see like someone defending someone and saying, well, they never did it with me, so these other people must be lying. I don't know. I was not there. I hate anybody suffering. I hate anybody hurting. But I also, I don't understand, and of course not everybody will be telling the truth. That's another component that's extremely hard to deal with. For me, just psychologically, because I don't understand why the hell anybody would ever want to wear that mantle if it's not in fact true. I can't psychologically grasp why you would want that kind of attention.
I have that answer, which is a narcissism. Narcissists love to put themselves into being the noble victim. So honestly, I'm not surprised at all that some people will actually fabricate allegations. So she has a different tone here, of course, compared to this previous post that she came forward. Further in this video, you also see that Colonel Kurtz reads from a paragraph of her book, where she actually describes, Rose McGowan describes her relationship with Marilyn Manson like really, really helpful. She was also a victim of Weinstein before, and she was broken. And she talks about Marilyn Manson being really the first person that really patched her up, put her back together. I mean, I have to admit, to me, that alone, it's a good indication that this dude, it's a good dude. And then also that the reason why they split afterwards was because of too much partying, too much use of hard drugs, and that's about it.
And then also because the second you do come out, everyone's like, you're lying, you're just doing it to get attention. You're like, I was already famous, dickweed. In my case. There's so many. It's a case by case, but also you have to fight your own battles too, and get and people that have a name, they have to fight their own also with support, I hope. And I hope that now that's gotten a lot better. But I would say almost more land on the don't bully people into doing it. The people that, like on the Britney side, they did it in a really respectful way. And that's why I responded kind of well to that.
Well, there are big rumors growing of, this sort of like a group led by even Richard Wood of Horror Partner, whatever, which they try actually to recruit women and bully them, or somehow manipulating them and come forwards with accusations towards Marilyn Manson. And it's interesting to hear from Rose McGowan that she was bullied, nastily bullied by people on behalf of even Rachel Wood, probably either to say something, like pushing her, pressuring her. So that's actually also quite telling and reinforces that idea that those rumors now that they're growing about recruiting women basically to fabricate stuff on Marilyn Manson seem to be a little bit more true. Anyway, we got to look into it. The trial is ongoing, and we will see also what happens. I suggest you watch Colonel Kurt's videos and also the video the documentary that Evan Rachel Wood made on Marilyn Manson. Actually, from the documentary, you can tell a lot already. For me personally, the documentary was a hit piece, not really a documentary, produced and oversight by Evan Rachel Wood and her partner. Seem most likely a hit piece towards Marilyn Manson to garner like support for this cause, right? More than anything else. And it's very important also to look into this FBI letter which emerged, which seemed to be a fabrication from somebody involved with Evan Rachel Wood's story there. So that's very interesting to keep an eye on as well. So guys, let me know your thoughts on Marilyn Manson. 2023, we'll see what happens, if Marilyn Manson will be like found innocent of all those accusations, and consider subscribing. Ciao.